Thank you so much for joining me. And today I'm going to take a look at the trades I took on Monday, August 22nd, 2022. So just took trades on AMD. As you may have known, the market opened significantly lower. Right at the open, the pre-market, it was down over 1% on all three indices. So I wasn't sure if it's going to continue lower the rest of the day or post some sort of recovery and rebound and trend higher. So looking at the chart here for AMD, only took, once again, those two trades. One trade to the long side and one trade to the short side. So the first trade on AMD, taking a look at the levels here. Once again, I always do the draw the levels for the day before. The red line at the top here is the previous day's close. So, and the purple line is the pre-market high and low. So the top purple line is the pre-market high. The bottom line is the pre-market low. So you can see pre-market, it was testing the previous day's low. And right before the open, it did make a quick surge higher. To retest yesterday's low, took a quick move above the yesterday's low, and then quickly got rejected and came back down. So at this point, I thought the market and everything else was going to start to the bottom was just going to fall out here. Eventually did later on in the day, but not when I was taking the first trade. So looking at the first trade here on AMD, took it at 9:39 and 39 seconds. Took the $92 put. Get filled at $1.74. So I thought I was going to break this pre-market low level here. It was testing it a few times. It was better to trade support and resistance today. The breakdown here didn't follow through, at least at this time. It did later on in the day, but not the first few minutes after the open. So I got filled here at 174. Held it for just about a minute later. Was waiting for that big flush to go below pre-market low, but didn't quite get it. So just quickly got out. Got up for $1.75, so technically profitable after commissions, just a small loss there. So then you can see as it tried to, on the 2-minute chart here, as it tried to move higher and break through the previous day's low again and retest the pre-market high, I thought we were going to have a reversal here. AMD doesn't always follow exactly on with the NASDAQ and the SPY, so sometimes it can trade against what the current market is doing, but everything was pretty red today, so this actually failed. So the second trade I took on AMD was the $95 call. This was at 9:45 and 58 seconds. So just about 5 minutes after the previous trade. I thought the low didn't break before, so I thought maybe we could trend higher. So took the trade. 95 call got filled at $2.35. Looking for that, at least the test of the open there, the current high of the day. Looking for the breakthrough there. So looking at the 2-minute, it wasn't really the best setup. And I'll go over that in a little bit here. So it wasn't really the best setup here. Looking for that break. There was just green candles. There was no real, there was a slight pullback. If you look at the wick at the bottom of the entry here at the 9:45, it did pull back as it reached above the yesterday low for a second. And that was kind of what I was looking at to get in here, but it just didn't have any follow through. So held this trade for about a couple of minutes before I just had to get out here at 9:47.41, got it at 2:13. So definitely should have got out this a little bit sooner. So as I mentioned before, this wasn't really the best setup on the 2-minute chart. So today I was looking at, I always keep up the 2-minute and the 5-minute, the 5-minute rather. But today I was looking at the 1-minute. Now, when I first started trading and trying to day trade, I used to only look at the 1-minute, and I saw a few people that I'd follow online and just a few places that I would always, you could find profitable trades, but more often than not, you tend to get chopped out a lot. There's a lot of false movements and false breakouts and, false breakdowns. So I was looking at it today specifically because the other day of trading, I think it was AMD or the Qs, it was a bunch of red candles, and there's really nowhere to get in if you're looking at the 2-minute and definitely not on the 5. So I was taking a look at the 1-minute to see where would there have been any potential areas to get in. So that's what I was doing today, just checking at the 1-minute. I don't think I'll go back to this because this is, I got away from the 1-minute and just looking at the 2-minute chart. It tends to be a little bit cleaner as far as getting the right setup. So if you look at the 1-minute here, that second trade, the one for the break of the pre-market high and the previous day's low. On the 1-minute, there's a slight, you see the slight pullback, as I mentioned before. On the 2-minute, you can see just a long wick, but here on the 1-minute, there's that pullback. So I thought maybe we would have a short, slight pullback here and spring higher, but that failed, of course. So that was the reason why I ended up taking this second trade here on AMD. So that was it just today. Just those two trades just on AMD. Didn't see anything I could for good setup on the Qs and the SPY. And after this loss here, just figured I'd call it a day. It's hard to, didn't want to try and catch a falling knife and just wasn't seeing any real good entries. Lots of chop, at least at the beginning of the day, the first hour or so, which is typically when I only like to trade. So just to the first trade to the short side on AMD and the next trade to the long side. Both the first technically for a small profit, but after commissions, small loss. And then that loss there on the second on the put to be down $23.60. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a like below. And if you want to continue to follow along on the journey, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.